Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Charlie here and Garrett from Vasoki
Got
Entertainment.
it.
Today we have kind of another Marvel news update, if you will. Um, yeah, we'll do a little fantasy casting as well, but let's just kick it right off with kind of the biggest thing. It looks like someone close to Marvel is announcing that a standalone Nova movie is pretty much on the way. That's what sources are saying.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
believe it's confirmed
yeah,
yet, but
not confirmed,
when
but
you hear the term development thrown around, usually it's not something they throw around lightly. I mean, it gets thrown
exactly.
around, and something like, something like that was in development back in 2010, for example, like New Mutants isn't even going to come out till like what, next year now or
Yeah,
something like
next year
that.
now, 2020.
Brutal. But anyway, it sucks because that movie's been made for like years, but it's what it is, you know.
Literally.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be a crap bomb, let's be honest. Otherwise there wouldn't be all this bad press. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I hate to say that because I love Macy Williams as an actress and I would love to see her shine in a role, but like, man, I don't think it's that one.
Yeah, that was kind of another update. Yeah, New Mutants got pushed back again. That's
Oh yeah, I guess we could talk about that moment we're doing today. Yeah, I didn't mean to make that a whole topic, Shirley. I just thought I was bringing it up as an example. You know what I mean?
no, yeah.
No, but yeah, interestingly, it did get pushed back because of other things that are potentially coming down the pipe from Marvel and other sides of Disney. It looks like Disney is really taking a sci-fi focus going forward.
I'm down with that.
Like, did you see the idea of there being alternating years for Avatar movies and Star Wars movies? I know this is a Marvel related thing, but it's all under the Disney umbrella anyway.
Yeah, it's not really Marvel. I mean, it's kind of.
And
everything
eventually, I'm just going to say
about.
this on this episode of this now. We do plan to expand into other movies and stuff. We just are starting where we love right now because this is like where everyone's going to the movies right now anyway, other than like, critics and stuff. But like, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So with Nova, there's different versions of them, different people. So something that I was thinking of earlier, we were kind of talking about, like Ant-Man. Were they going to go Hank Pym, Scott Lang? But they ended up doing them both, and kind of maybe they'll do something like that with Nova. Maybe they'll just start off with Richard Rider being the high school student out of New York, or they'll just start off with Sam Alexander, who's a 15-year-old. I mean, there's chances for.
Is it one of those things, Charlie, where because oh man, I really don't want to. Do we no, actually I'm going to put a spoiler warning on the last topic. I'll circle back to what my idea is here now because it's going to tie into something that we can talk about then. But yeah, because I don't want to spoil Endgame until we get to a topic that's specifically related to it. But yeah, that's tough. All right, but anyway, I here's the thing, man. If they do that, it's gonna be instantly accused of, well, they're just doing the same thing, and I don't see a problem with it personally, but I feel like some people are gonna be like so against the idea of them rehashing the same things within the same universe,
Yeah.
What I think would be
way.
interesting, this just popped into my head. What if in the battle for Infinity War, spoiler, for Nova that is talked about when Thanos wipes him out, the original Nova dies, and then his replacement comes along in some way as Sam Alexander?
Yeah, honestly.
That would be interesting. Then you could cast two different ones, and they'd still be both characters, and they look, I assume, different enough, under the helmet that they would be distinguishable, obviously, and it wouldn't be that confusing because then you could have more than one Nova movie with two different Novas, and that would be fascinating. That would be a first-time MCU thing right there.
Honestly, it'd be neat. They have a world of ability to to do something with this. So something we do on our channel here is we like to fantasy cast. So, hell, there's a new movie coming out, Nova. So might as well give our own little fantasy cast. I'll start us off here, and here's my guy right here. It's Wolfgang Novogratz. He's kind of a newer actor, but I feel like Marvel could really hop on these newer guys. Like Tom Holland wasn't the most. He's younger. That's at the end of the day, they're younger, and that's what I'm really trying to say is he's 21 right now. I've seen him in Netflix movies, The Last Summer and Sarah Burgess is a Loser, and he's a goofy. And he's got a good look to him too. I mean,
Hey.
He just got a lead role in Hush Hush, and that's in pre-production right now. So that's like his first lead role. So I mean, that's a good sign if he's booking leads now. So hey,
it says good for what people see for his career prospects potentially.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are you thinking for good brother Nova here?
So And I don't know which version I would want him to play. I guess the Richard Rider version, because I guess if you're gonna play an older one, you're gonna play the Richard Rider version first. I don't think you're gonna do that flip just for the shock value. I don't think it would benefit anybody. Even though I don't think they're actually connected. I don't know if they're actually connected in the comics. I haven't read that far in yet, but I mean, what I am interested to know is if there is this sort of passing of the baton kind of thing like you were talking about, if that means that they'll interact directly or if it's one of those things like sci-fi, because I'm assuming this is going to be headed up by James Gunn in some way, right? We kind of were discussing that before this.
Yeah, definitely as a producer, I would think.
Yeah, he's got to be, because he's like the developer of the cosmic universe of Marvel, because he's the only one that really gets it, I'm guessing, besides like your Feige's and your Jon Favreau's and such that are here and there. But like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all interesting stuff, man. And I love too how some of these movies, like, they just sound so awesome and they look so awesome. Like, none of the movies that they've talked about, like when I look up these characters, and I'm just like, that was kind of the thing when I was looking up the original pitch for this universe where all these different characters would be in there, and I was like, who is Black Widow? What? Okay, there's some information. Oh, Captain America, I've heard of that guy. And it was kind of like I didn't really know most of them, so I had no idea it was going to work. Now I'm looking at them and I'm saying, man, they're pulling some really interesting characters.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you say your guy?
I probably did not. I probably just rambled for like 5 minutes.
It's okay.
I don't know where I got lost. Anyway, but yeah, no, I think you were saying something and I jumped off of it, I think is what happened there. But my point being, if you're gonna do someone like that, I think you need a slightly more experienced actor. And there was my point. I knew I'd figure it out. And that you will take someone like Josh Hutcherson, who's been in the Hunger Games. He was in all of those movies, which there was 4 of them. I always forget that because they split the last one like they do with every movie, I guess. Every like young adult novel thing, anyway. Yeah, I mean, and it's interesting because you had suggested to me the main guy from the Maze Runner series, and I like that actor. I don't think I see him being outgoing enough in a role where he's going to lead a movie like that.
Yeah, we're talking about Dylan O'Brien.
Yeah, I didn't know the name, but yeah. The funny thing is, I don't know if Hutcherson would do that great of a job either, because I don't know. I wasn't particularly impressed by his acting in the Hunger Games movies, but I mean, in certain moments, maybe. But like, I don't know. I just feel like I want to see somebody. I honestly don't think if they announced somebody tomorrow that wasn't either of our picks, I would be upset at all. Because
yeah, absolutely. This is just random. Like,
Marvel casting is just so spot on.
I would have never picked Angelina Jolie to play. So
but then you look at the comparison photos and you're like, well,
yeah, she fits it awesomely.
I mean,
which kind of brings us into our next thing here, which we've been covering the Eternals.
This has been our consistently. Since the first bits of news started trickling down about this, we've been covering it,
and now it looks like they're in talks to bring in the real King of the North.
Hey,
Richard Madden.
Spoilers.
So it's from Game of Thrones. He played Robb Stark, and he just won a Golden Globe for his performance in Bodyguard. So Richard Madden, obviously, look at this man. He's a handsome son of a bitch. You can't deny that.
He really is. That beard.
But as well as being the handsome, dashing man he is, he's a hell of an actor, and
the King of the North.
Yeah, King of the North. And I think this is a guy who's definitely been on the rise for a couple years now, and him getting the Golden Globe in 2019 this year. I mean, this cast for the Eternals, we've been covering it.
So stacked.
Now you got Richard Madden, Angelina Jolie, that Kumail Nanjiani, and then Ma Dong-seok, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure as we get another name in a month or so, we'll get on them too.
Oh, but, yeah, absolutely. I hope so.
I think,
honestly, Charlie, the last 2 weeks we've had like big Eternals updates. I mean, like
all rolling, man. This is gonna be one of those movies when we finally, like, when we're sitting in the theater to watch it, we're gonna be like, man, we've seen this thing develop from like nothing.
This is gonna be like one of those casts like Doctor Strange where you have Tilda Swinton and Benedict Wong and Benedict Cumberbatch and Mads Mikkelsen, and just that cast on paper sounds insane. And I can't remember that actor that plays Mordo, Chitwell Ejiofor. That cast is insane.
Yeah, honestly.
Just Chitwell Ejiofor played the scientist in the movie 2012. Anyone that knows that reference is awesome. All right. All right.
Well, giving a Rob Stark picture, or my bad, a Richard Madden picture. I titled it.
Now I'm going to put up a Rob Stark picture when you say that.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah. It's going to be when he's going King of the North. No.
To our last thing. This is an Endgame spoiler warning, of course.
Yes.
So it was probably about a year ago. Probably about a year ago, we had kind of heard that Catherine Langford, who plays Hannah in 13 Reasons Why, was going to be in Avengers Endgame, and everyone's like, "What the hell is she going to do?" Movie comes out, she's not in it.
I think she was speculated at that time to be playing Hawkeye's daughter because I thought maybe he got snapped at the time. I think
I remember seeing something like that. And the movie comes out, she's not here. What the hell? Where'd she go? So it was Joe Russo who said why she wasn't there. And so he said, quote, "There was an idea that we had Tony was going to do the metaphysical way station that Thanos goes into, where he would go into that way station and see his daughter in like a future version of her, and it would be Hannah. It would be geez, I said Hannah. It'd be Catherine Langford." And yeah, what do you think about this idea? I feel like that would have been a pretty neat scene.
Yeah, so I mean, the idea of that being a scene that honestly mirrored that made a lot more sense. Now, for the dramatic moment, I think it makes more sense to stay locked on Tony in his final moments. But a moment where he goes like that, because we did get the mirror of the moment with Hawkeye when he comes out of the soul stone area, like the mountain thing, into the.
Yeah.
Do you know what I finally realized? They land in the Infinity Well. Because it had like all those like galaxies behind Hawkeye. Sorry, Revelations.
That's pretty cool.
Let me circle back around to what I was going to say. So one of the things I was saying about there being separate, the reason you don't necessarily have to have like a baton handing in necessarily in the same way. We know from the spoilers for Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. I don't want to spoil it for you. I'm sorry. You really should go watch that trailer. There's a double spoiler section. Go watch that trailer before what I say next. They talk about the multiverse in that trailer.
Yep.
And you could have other characters, like more than one Nova, or if a Nova maybe happened to die in the attack from Thanos, maybe another one just steps through.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all these possibilities now. They left so much open with Endgame, and I love it. I love how open the slate is at this point for creativity.
And I really hope Eternals just kicks down that kicks down that door.
I'm going to put a language warning on this episode. Jeez.
Yeah, hey, we occasionally, when we get hyped, we drop some love. That's how it goes.
Exactly.
But yeah, guys, that'll be it for us. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, hit that little bell so you know when we go live or when the video goes live.
And we'll see you guys next time.
King of the North.